Hi, welcome to my video on reference angles or angles. The reference angle is the most important angle in trig, and you'll see that as we go along with our videos on working out the sine, cos, and tan of different angles. But it's the most important angle in trig to help you understand. So the whole video on this angle. The reference angle lies between the x-axis and the terminal arm of the rotation when the angle is in standard position. Its measure is always positive and is between 0 and 90. So the reference angle is never negative and is always between 0 and 90. Find the measure of each reference angle. So there's the initial arm, there's the terminal arm, so this rotation is 70 degrees. That's the reference angle. And when I say reference angle, when I write it down sometimes, I'll say REF angle. Instead of writing all this out, I'll say REF angle. We have a 150 degree angle rotation here. So the reference angle is between the x-axis, which is this, and the terminal arm. So 150, that's 180, so that makes the reference angle of 30 degrees. A rotation of 240 degrees is 90, 180, so that's 180, so if that's 240, and 180 as far as here, that means this angle right here must be 60 degrees. So 90, 180, and 60 is 240. So the reference angle is between the x-axis and the terminal arm. So 60 degrees is the answer. There's the terminal arm, there's the x-axis. And a rotation of 315 degrees is 90, 180, 270. So 315 subtract 270 degrees gives us 45 degrees. So this is a 45 right here. So that means that this angle right here is 45. So the reference angle is the angle between the terminal arm, this is the terminal arm and the x-axis. So this is the reference angle right here. Just to make sure, reference angle. Another way to get the reference angle, which is this angle here, is to go 360. You could say 360 subtract 315. So that will give you 45. So 360 is all the way around. Take off the 315 and you get the 45 reference angle. E, reference angle, is the angle between, there's the terminal arm, there's the initial axis, so the reference angle is 60 degrees. Even though this is negative, the reference angle is always a positive angle. And we have a negative 120 rotation, so we could do it two ways. If we go all the way to here, we get 180. And we got 120, so that leaves 60 right here. So the reference angle is 60 degrees. The reference angle is the angle between the terminal arm and the x-axis. Another way to do it, if this is a negative 120, that's a negative 90 and 30 more. So if this angle is 30, then that's a 90 degree angle. So 90 take out 30 gives you 60. So the reference angle is 60. Either way, you can do it. Negative 225, that's a 90, negative 180. So this angle right here is 45 degrees. The reference angle is between the terminal arm and the x-axis in that whatever quadrant you're in. So the reference angle is 45 degrees. And we got a negative 130. So the reference angle, that's all the way around is 360. So 360 makes 30 more. So a negative 30, negative 330, and 30 is 360. So the reference angle is 30. The reference angle is between the terminal arm and the x-axis, 30 degrees. Or we could go 90, 180, 270. So 330 and 270 again gives us a 60. So this angle right here is 60. So 90 degrees, take off 60 is 30. So either way. And 135, let's do 135, x and y, negative. So there's a negative 90. So here we are right here. So that's a negative 135. All the way over to here is 180. So 180, take off 135 is 45. So the reference angle is 45. Or this is a negative 90. 135 take off 90 is 45. So this angle is 45 right here. That means that angle is 45 there because there's a 90 right here. 310 degree angle is, that's the x and the y. Let's plot 310. 310, here we go. That's 90, 180, 270, and we're in here so far. So two ways to get this. We can say that this angle here is, that's 270. So that would be a 40, because 270 and 40 make 310. So that means this angle is 50. So the reference angle is 50. The reference angle is between the initial arm and the terminal arm. Or another way to do it is to do the complete rotation of 360 and take off 310 and you get to 50. So either or, whatever way you want to do it, your choice. Do it the fastest way. Negative 210, there's the x-axis, there's the y-axis, negative 210, negative 90, negative 180, and so much more. So, how much is that? Well, that's 210 negative. We went 180, so there's 30 more. So this angle is 30. So that's negative 90, negative 180, and 30 more. So the reference angle is between the terminal arm and the x-axis. I keep repeating that. Extremely important angle. Okay, practice each. Find the measure of each reference angle for the rotation. So remember, pause your video and see if you can work it out. Do each one. Do them all and see if you, and check to see if you have them right. 130 degrees is this rotation. Notice we're starting from the initial arm, rotating 130. That's the initial arm, there's the terminal arm. 180 altogether right to here, so that's a 50. 50 and 180 makes, 50 and 130 makes 180. So the reference angle is 50 degrees between the terminal arm and the x-axis. Negative 170, negative 90, not quite as far as here. So all the way from here to here is 180. So that means this angle must be 10 degrees. So the reference angle is 10 degrees between the terminal arm and the x-axis. 220 degree rotation that's 180. So that must be a 40. So the reference angle is 40 between the terminal arm and the x-axis. Negative 130 is right to here, and that means all the way around is 360. So that means that must be a 60 degree angle. So the reference angle is 60. Notice between the terminal arm and the x-axis, and there's never negative. An 80 degree rotation is this far here. There's the terminal arm. And so the reference angle is 80 degrees between terminal arm and the x-axis. And a negative 150. I have negative 250. This negative 150 would be right here. So that should be 250 rotation. Negative 80, so that's a 70. Because a negative 250 and a take off 180 gives us 70 left, so the reference angle is 70. Sorry about that mistake. I meant to put 250 in here for the rotation. And 315 degree rotation is x and y axis. Start on initial arm is 90, 180, 270, and more. So here we are with this rotation. So all the way around is 360. So this is a 45-degree angle. 315 and 45 is 360, so the reference angle is 45 degrees between the x-axis and the terminal arm. Negative 24, x-axis, y-axis. Negative goes clockwise, so negative 24 is that way. So the reference angle is positive 24 degrees. And a negative 240, x-axis, y-axis. Start with initial arm, negative 90, negative 180, and almost up to 270. So that's a negative 240. 240, take off 180, gives us 60. So this is the reference angle of 60 degrees between the x-axis and the terminal arm. Another way to find the reference angle. Find the reference angle by a similar method. Is draw a perpendicular from the terminal arm to the x-axis and find the measure of the acute angle between the terminal arm and the x-axis. So here's the rotation of 135. Drop a perpendicular down here and make a 90-degree angle. So that means that this is 135. So that means 90. This is the angle here is a 45. So this angle here is a 45. So the reference angle is 45. We're finding the angle that's in the angle that's formed by the terminal arm and the x-axis is the acute angle that's in the corner by the origin. And 120-degree rotation, drop a perpendicular to the x-axis. That's 120, and this angle here is 60 degrees. Notice that this angle would be 30, but that's 120. This angle here is 30, so this is a 60-degree angle. You form a right triangle with the reference angle in the corner by the origin, 0, 0. And let's do some for practice. Plot 150. We go counterclockwise. Here's a 150-degree rotation. If that's 150, we drop a perpendicular to the x-axis, always to the x-axis, never to the y-axis. Always drop a perpendicular to the x-axis to form a triangle on the x-axis with the right angle. 150, that's 180, so that makes a 30-degree angle in this corner. So the reference angle is 30. We have a 110 negative rotation and perpendicular to the x-axis. So that's 180, so this must be 30 here. So the reference angle is 30. The reference angle is between the terminal arm and the x-axis. Is in the corner of the right triangle by the origin. 350 degrees, 90, 180, 270, and more. There we are. There's the terminal arm. Drop a perpendicular to the x-axis. Right angle. So that's 350. 380 altogether, 360 altogether, so that's 10 degrees right there. Not drawing the specs. So 350 and 10 more, so the reference angle is 10 degrees. And a negative 160 is right here. Drop a perpendicular to the x-axis all the way around right to here is 180, so that's a 20-degree reference angle. But the reference angle is in the corner between the terminal arm and the x-axis. That's in the right triangle. Okay, just a few more. State the rotation for each if you're given the reference angle. So if I got a reference angle of 45, then this rotation must be 180, take off 45. So the rotation is 135, because 135 and 45 makes 180. This one is a 70-degree reference angle right here. Reference angle is between the terminal arm and the x-axis. And this rotation here, that's a 110 plus 70, 180, but it's a 110 negative rotation because it's going clockwise. This angle is 60, 360 altogether, so 360. Take off 60, you get 300-degree rotation. Positive. And pause the video and work these out to see if you can get them right. Here we go. We have a reference angle of 30, so all the way around is 360. So the reference 30, so 30 from 360 is 330 degrees, but it's negative. And that's a 50 reference. This is a positive rotation. So that's a 90, 180, 180 plus 50 is 230 degree rotation, positive. And that's a positive rotation, 360 altogether. So it's a 3, 1, 2. It's a 360, subtract 48, which is the reference angle, and you get 312 degree rotation, positive. This is a positive rotation. The reference angle is 10, so that's 180 altogether, so it's a 170. This is a negative. This 40 degree reference angle rotation is negative 40. And we got a positive rotation, 180, add on 60, 240 degree rotation. The reference angle is 60. Reference angle between terminal arm and the x-axis. Between the terminal arm and the x-axis is the reference angle. Rotation is negative 40, and here is 240. And that brings us to the end of this video. And if you like my video, click the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my video, and the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.